Have you ever wondered how ancient cultures defined happiness? It's a question as old as humanity itself, and yet each civilization has painted its unique hues on the canvas of joy. From the sun-drenched pyramids of Egypt to the philosophical forums of Greece, the quest for happiness has been a unifying human endeavor. Just like us, our ancestors craved contentment. Yet, their definitions of happiness were often strikingly different from ours. Some saw it in harmony with nature, others in intellectual pursuit, and yet others in the simple pleasures of daily life. These interpretations, shaped by the times and societies they lived in, offer us a kaleidoscopic view into the human heart and its timeless yearnings. So let's embark on a journey into the past, into the minds and hearts of those who came before us. Join us on this fascinating journey through time as we explore the ancient philosophies of happiness. The ancient Egyptians believed in a simple philosophy of happiness. This philosophy was embodied in the concept of Maat, an ancient Egyptian word that encapsulates truth, balance, order, and harmony. For the Egyptians, Maat wasn't just a philosophical idea, it was a way of life. It was the guiding principle that weaved itself into every facet of their lives, from their social interactions to their religious rituals. They believed that to achieve true happiness, one must live in accordance with Maat. This meant living a life of truth, maintaining balance in all things, promoting social order, and embracing harmony in their relationships with others and with the world around them. The Egyptians saw happiness as more than just a fleeting emotion. It was a state of being, a result of living in alignment with the natural order of the universe. And so, for the Egyptians, happiness was a harmonious existence with the world around them. The ancient Greeks had a profound understanding of happiness. They didn't view it as a fleeting emotion, a temporary high, or a simple state of pleasure. Instead, they saw it as a lifelong journey, a quest for fulfillment and purpose. Their word for this was eudaimonia. Eudaimonia, in essence, is about living life in a way that is fulfilling and meaningful. It's about striving for excellence, cultivating virtue, and dedicating oneself to a life of wisdom and knowledge. It's not about chasing fleeting moments of joy, but about building a life that is rich in purpose and value. The Greeks believed that this sense of fulfillment and purpose could only come from within, not from external possessions or achievements. This is a radical departure from many modern definitions of happiness, which often equate it with material wealth or success. To the Greeks, happiness was about living a life of virtue and purpose. In ancient India, happiness was seen as a state of enlightened understanding. It was an era where the pursuit of happiness transcended the physical world and approached the spiritual realm. The concept of moksha, a Sanskrit term for liberation, was a profound philosophy deeply rooted in the Indian psyche. Moksha represented the ultimate release from the endless cycle of birth, life, death, and rebirth, known as samsara. The ancient Indians believed that this liberation was the highest form of happiness, a profound joy beyond worldly pleasures and pain. It was a state of pure consciousness, an eternal bliss unmarred by the transient nature of life. Achieving moksha was seen as the ultimate goal of human life, a spiritual journey that led to the realization of one's true self, beyond the confines of the physical body and the temporal world. For the Indians, true happiness lay in spiritual liberation. The ancient Chinese had a unique perspective on happiness. Central to their view was the concept of Tao, or the Way. This was not a rigid path to follow, but rather a natural flow of life, an alignment with the universe that one should strive to achieve. The Tao was a guide to living in harmony with the natural world. It was believed that by observing the patterns of nature, one could understand the principles governing existence. From the changing seasons to the ebb and flow of the tides, the Chinese saw life as a series of natural rhythms. To live in accordance with these rhythms was to live in harmony with the Tao. This harmony, they believed, was the key to happiness. It was about understanding one's place in the world, accepting the imperfections of life, and finding joy in the simplicity of existence. For the Chinese, happiness was about living in balance with nature. The Romans had a practical approach to happiness. In the heart of the ancient city, the philosophy of virtus thrived, an ethos which held moral virtue and practical wisdom in high regard. This was not about lofty ideals or abstract concepts, but about living a good life, here and now. At the core of virtus was the belief in the strength of character and courage. A virtuous Roman was one who was brave and just, who faced adversity with fortitude and made decisions with prudence. Practical wisdom, or what they called prudentia, was also crucial. It was the ability to make smart choices, to weigh the pros and cons, to discern right from wrong. The Romans didn't chase after fleeting joys. They sought lasting happiness, the kind that comes from a life well lived, a life of virtues. For them, happiness was not a destination, but a journey of moral growth and practical wisdom. To the Romans, happiness was about living a life of virtue and wisdom. The Celts had a unique understanding of happiness. It was not in material wealth or societal status that they found joy, but rather in a mystical concept known as Awen. This divine spark of inspiration and creativity was seen as the key to contentment. For the Celts, you see, life was a poem waiting to be written, a melody waiting to be sung. They believed that everyone had the capacity for Awen, that it was an inherent part of the human experience. It was this divine inspiration that guided their decisions, shaped their worldview, and ultimately brought them happiness. They nurtured this Awen, cultivating it through their art, their music, their storytelling. Every stroke of a brush, every note of a melody, every word of a tale was a celebration of this divine inspiration. For the Celts, happiness was about living a life of inspiration and creativity. It was about embracing the Awen within and letting it guide you through life's journey. These ancient cultures offer us a wealth of wisdom on the pursuit of happiness. From the dunes of Egypt, we glean the ideology that happiness is a state of harmony, a balance between mankind and the cosmos. The ancient Egyptians believed in living a life of truth and justice, which they felt would bring them joy and contentment, a testament to the timeless connection between ethics and happiness. In the sun-dappled lands of Greece, the philosophers taught us that happiness is the highest good, a state of mind achieved through virtue, wisdom, and personal growth. This ancient wisdom speaks to our modern understanding of self-actualization and personal development. Then we traverse to the vibrant heart of India. Here, the ancients taught us that happiness is the state of enlightenment, a profound sense of peace that comes from self-realization and detachment from worldly desires. This ancient wisdom offers us a path to inner peace and contentment, away from the noise and distractions of the material world. In the vast expanse of China, they believed that happiness lies in harmony, in living a balanced life that respects the natural order of things. This philosophy reminds us to seek balance in our own lives, to find contentment in simplicity, and to respect the interconnectedness of all things. The pragmatic Romans, on the other hand, saw happiness as a product of virtue and practical wisdom. They believed that a good life is one that is lived in accordance with reason, a life where we exercise our faculties to their fullest potentials. And finally, the Celts, with their deep connection to nature, found happiness and contentment in appreciating the simple joys of life. They remind us to cherish the present, to find joy in the everyday, and to appreciate the beauty that surrounds us. Each of these ancient cultures, in their own unique way, offers us a perspective on the universal quest for happiness. Their philosophies, though born out of different eras and regions, speak to the timeless human longing for joy, peace, and fulfillment. As we journey through life, let these ancient philosophies of happiness guide us in our own pursuit of joy and fulfillment.